Well, I guess firstly from me, thanks ever so much for jumping on. Really excited to speak to you and to delve a bit more into the world of Graft. So I thought I would start by just asking you, and for the people that will be watching this that don't know Graft, how would you describe yourself as a person and as an artist?
As a person, I would describe myself as very driven, very ambitious. I'm a very loving and caring person, especially towards like my family and friends and people who, you know, I see want to do great things in their life. I'm always down to support people. Very athletic and sporty person. I take great pride in my health and, you know, like just making sure I do the best that I can do in whatever I do. But as an artist, very versatile, very real and conscious in terms of the concepts and the meaning behind my songs. And just very willing to always improve as an artist, work on different types and genres of songs. And I'm just in it because I love the craft. So I love music. Yeah, absolutely.
It's really interesting. You mentioned about athleticism there. Funnily enough, you've got your England top on. It was one of the points that I was going to touch upon, actually. So it's no secret that obviously you've got a massive footballing background. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Leeds and then Rotherham. Left Rotherham in 2018, which was, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but the year that you went on to win the Mobo Unsung award. So I wondered...
Two different time frames, but more or less, yeah.
So I wondered really within that year, it must have been a crazy year for you. How did that go with all the footballing side of things and then going on to win that prestigious award?
It was a really big transition because obviously throughout my life before music, I was just so focused on becoming a professional footballer. But I had another calling, which is music. And it was a hard decision to come away from football and put all my energy into music. It took me a few years of, you know, deliberation, and then I finally made the decision. But when I did it, it was the best decision I've ever made, bro. I felt like it was me, you know, my soul was telling me I had to do it. And that's why I went through and did it.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And I mean, you mentioned your soul was in it. What was it that drove that decision? Because obviously you're playing at top clubs, you're representing them at a high level, and then you delve what is into very much the unknown, which is music. What was it that really drove that decision, other than the fact that you just felt your soul was in it?
When I was playing football at the pro clubs, I was also still releasing music at the same time. So a lot of my music was doing really well in terms of views, the support. Even like my coaches in my football clubs, they was playing my music and supporting me. Yeah, so I was getting a lot of love, a lot of support, doing really well. People motivating me like, yo, keep putting music out, keep doing this. And when football wasn't going as well because of all the support and momentum I was building, I just thought, let me go for music. Let me just try this. I'm doing really well. I've grown up on it. It's my passion. Something's telling me, let's go and do it. And that's why I made the decision.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, would you say that your platform, being that footballer, helped you with the launch of your rap career, having that kind of status within being a footballer? Did that help?
Yeah. You're the first person to ever ask that question. Good question, man. I definitely say it helped because, especially in my area, people knew me as a footballer playing for Leeds. So a lot of people knew me already. Then for me to go and do music, which is something that many people have a passion in or want to do, it kind of gave me a platform as such where people already knew who I was. It's like, oh, what, he plays football, but then he's doing music. Let me listen. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Sure. So that just translated into the views, just picking up right from the get-go, as opposed to having to build upon virtually nothing.
Yeah, that definitely helped. But obviously, I'm not a rubbish artist. So when I when I first did music, like I was talking proper stuff, like I was coming in hard. So that helped, as well as the football status, but then the quality of the music. Yeah,
of course. Both went hand in hand to create that traction that you got. Yeah, sure. No, that makes sense. And since that 2018, that obviously massive year for you for a number of reasons, winning the award. How would you say you've grown since 2018 to where you are today?
So I actually won the award in early 2019.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit weird to explain. It's like they started the Mobo stages thing in 2018, and then they announced the winner in 19.
Right, okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
So since 2019, I've just been in and out of London a lot more, doing a lot more stuff on BBC One Extra with Spyro, for example, networking with more people that I never knew existed.
Sure.
You know, through gaining that link through the Mobos, they've opened up a network of people to me, opportunities, workshops, meetings on Zoom with like lots of industry personnel like A&Rs, managers, and just got myself out there so much more. Yeah.
So the commercial side of things has just built massively since then. Yeah,
for sure. 100%, man.
And in terms of your music, how would you say that's changed over when you very first started to where you are today?
Now, when I first started music 5 years ago, it was heavily grime. That's what was popping.
Yeah.
And, but before I first started releasing music consistently, I was writing a lot of rap. It was very conscious rap as well. I was like 14 rapping about things going on in the world.
Yeah.
I started to do grime, and that just really kicked off for me. Probably because of my age, my friends at the time, and just what was happening in music then. And in that time, it's been a lot of grime, a lot of other genres of music. It's funny you ask me that, because I've always kind of like been in a difficult position on what I thought was my preferred sound. So most recently, I've been developing my sound and being true to myself, and it's more changing to rap.
Yeah.
Like a lot more rap away from the grime. Still the grimy flows, but a lot more rap, consciousness, meaning, lyrics, things that are going on, and away from just like the hyper energetic stuff.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense. And I mean, I was personally obviously going through all of your music, and I was going back to 2017. So your debut and first and only project at the moment, All Sorts. And I was thinking the sound in that is massively different from what it is today. So you look at like the music video for Shower, and that is massively hyped. And then I was going through your Twitter, and I was seeing your recent tweet which said, actually, I'm focused on consciousness, that's the best artist I can be. And I was thinking, well, it's not actually in correlation to that stuff in 2017, but that's a clear journey of where you've come.
Exactly. And that's what I've been finding quite frustrating, if I'm honest with you, because I've done so much different types of music in the past, but deep down, truly, that was me then, but truly that wasn't me, if that makes sense. But I had to go through that to come to where I am now. And that's why I'm looking most forward to releasing more of my new stuff, so I can show people the journey and what I'm actually about right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about transition. I was speaking to an artist who you might have heard of called Jar Digger the other day.
Oh, yeah, he's cool, man.
Yeah, really good. And I had a really interesting conversation with him about Dave. So we were talking about Dave and how he gets the political message across in Psychodrama and some of his newer tracks. But then we were looking back to his first ever Black Box freestyle, which I'm sure you've seen, which is when he's 17, 18 years old. And that message that he's getting across in that black box is massively different to the message that he's portraying today. So it's just about that transition and growing as a person, which is clear that you're going through.
Yeah, man, for real.
Cool, good stuff. Well, no, that's good to talk about that, and good for everyone that like I say, that doesn't know you to get a bit of background on your music. You mentioned about one of the things which has grown since winning that Mobo Award is being able to collaborate with different people and having those network opportunities within the industry. So I did want to talk about your latest Leeds link up, and how's that gone down?
That's gone down really well in Leeds, and Sir Spyro's played it on BBC One Extra. A lot of momentum, got a decent amount of views, and everyone just been giving me a lot of positive feedback from that. Again, bro, I did that feature a while back, and it's not really, if I'm honest, it's not the type of sound that I wanted to put out based on the music I want to be releasing now. But again, it's just that time to now. People appreciate it. I appreciated it at the time, and I still do today. But it's just not the preferred sound that I want to be putting out. But it's doing really well, though.
Ultimately, I really like it, and it's clear that a lot of other people do. But ultimately, you're almost stuck in between that rock and a hard place of releasing something which you know is going to be successful, but it might not fall in alignment with the direction that you want to take yourself. So I'm not sure, how do you kind of counteract, actually, yes, I'm going to put this out there because it's going to be successful, but actually it's not where my heart's at?
I feel like, because obviously when I did it, my heart was in it at the time.
Okay.
So I can't go against that. Like, I can't fight the past. I got to accept that my heart was in it then. It's not where I want to be right now, but let me put it out because other people will appreciate it. I like the artists that I collaborated on the track with. I feel like it could do well. Let me just put it out, and then I'll focus on my songs afterwards. Yeah.
I mean, with that in mind, what's your favourite tracks to date that you've released?
Today. So yeah, Clean Sweep.
Yeah.
Nothing But Facts. And a track called Hold It.
Okay.
Probably those three.
Yeah.
But with my unreleased music, I've got loads, bro. I'm sitting on at least like 30 to 50 songs. So
30 to 50?
Yeah, I've got a bag of songs.
So what's the plan with them then? Is it a case of a string of single releases? Is it a case that you're working on a project? What's next for Graft?
What's next for me is I'm actually releasing an EP. I had a main EP that I wanted to release, but due to everything that's gone on with the pandemic and everything, I put that on pause. All the songs on that is ready. I wanted to release another EP to show the growth that I've gone through as an artist and a person during this time, and the direction that I'm trying to move forward in. So that's the first EP before the main one that's coming out within the next 2 months.
Next 2 months?
Yeah, within that time for sure.
Is there a name for it yet?
Yeah, Growth.
Oh, right, okay. Simple, makes sense, sounds good. A date yet?
No date yet, no date.
Oh, yeah, you have to keep us updated on that. We'll definitely show our support on that. I mean, with regards to influencers for you, where do you draw influence from? Because I know we'll discuss in a little bit your top 5 artists, which you kindly shared with us, personal artists. But within Growth, if you were to say, actually, it's clear that I've drawn this influence from this place, where would you say it's come from?
Within Growth, where's that come from? As in, which artist has inspired me in terms of my growth right now? I don't think it's an artist, bro. It's more of just what I'm going through in my life and the things I'm learning within myself and in the world too. But if I had to link it to an artist, I'd definitely say Jayco potentially.
Yeah.
He hasn't directly influenced me, but I listen to a lot of his stuff.
It almost goes back to that consciousness piece, though, doesn't it? And again, going through your Twitter, I saw that you retweeted something about him being involved in the protests and on the front line. So I think Jayco is 100% a real artist, and he doesn't really care whether it's popular or not. He puts out what he wants to say, and
Yeah.
that almost correlates to what we were discussing with the direction that you want to take your music.
Yeah. So I definitely say Jayco subconsciously, indirectly. And probably Kendrick. I was listening to a lot of his older stuff.
Yeah.
What is it? Section 8.0.
Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of his older stuff. So definitely those two, just helping me become a lot more clearer on where I'm trying to go, my vision. A lot of things can influence you and kind of distract you, but as well, you do have to grow as a person. So yeah.
100%. No, I think that Jayco influence is really key, and again, just to say that direction of being conscious, it makes complete sense with Jayco's album. I'd say there's been a massive change if you look at, again, from Born Sinner to where he is today. It's a massive change in the vibe that he's going for, which makes complete sense. I mean, just before we jump into, so what we got to finish is the Discovery Challenge. So it's basically 10 questions based upon the artist that you've given me. You've got to get as many as you can right, and the people that have done episodes previously of the top person's got 6 out of 10, so you've got a chance to win this.
To win, yeah.
But just before we jump into that, and whilst we're speaking about consciousness, I did want to speak about the George Floyd situation with you, because I think it's really poignant and it's important for people like us to discuss it and to put it out there. So I wanted to firstly tap into rap music, and I wanted to ask you, how powerful within this situation do you think rap music can be, getting that message out there and spreading awareness?
I feel like music is universal. So rap music will have a huge amount of influence on getting the message across the masses and the world. When it's delivered in the right way, the visuals are correct, portraying what's truly happening, and people can't be lied to through the media. Go straight to the truth, the music, so it can have a huge impact. But I feel like the music is very important to be putting out and speaking on topics like, George Floyd. But I feel like there needs to be a different plan of action, bro. As a young black male in the UK, and seeing the things that black people are going through in America and across the years, I feel like there needs to be a different plan of action away from just the music. Because those things are continuously happening in America, and we're doing the protests. We're putting out the music, it's heartfelt, people are seeing it, and it's creating an impact, but the same things are happening, bro. Different plan of action needs to be taken.
What plan would you propose, let's say, for sake of example, for a month Graft rules the world? What plan would you propose?
For me, bro, I'm in a bit of a not confused, but I'm in the middle, because I don't think violence, right, can eradicate violence.
No.
I really don't think it can. And when I'm seeing a lot of black people in America fighting a lot of the racist white people in America, it's painful, bro, because I don't want to be seeing that hate. Do you get me? It's not right.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we're just going and killing off each other, it's not going to create any difference in the right way. You get me? So the plan of action, I would say, is that people who are racist, they need to be more willing to understand, to be less ignorant. But then the question is, how do you get those people to be more understanding and less ignorant? But one thing I definitely do think is that a lot of the gangs, for instance, in America, I was watching a video on it today from a guy I follow on Instagram, which is, he has the same view as me on this, which is funny. A lot of the gangs in America, they kill one another, they kill black people, they kill one another. And it's like, they're happy with doing that. But when it comes to the police killing black people, I don't actively see myself, them fighting for, their people, fighting for black people in America. And I feel like more people in America need to come as one, the billionaires, the people in high positions of power, the gang members who are really gangbanging and running the streets. They all need to come together and come up with a plan of action of protecting black people. Because black people in America are getting killed daily, bro, for fun. Like it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. And I don't want to see black on white crime and people killing each other. I don't want to see black on black crime. I want to see black people defending each other in the right ways and coming together with a plan of action to empower black people, and so that the institutional racism is put to an end, bro, so we don't have to rely on the law enforcement, because you can see that they're killing black people on purpose, bro. So it's really a thing of black people coming together, empowering the communities, making black people rely on black people instead of people that don't have their best interests at heart. The schools, building hospitals, banks that are black-owned, they have people employed with black people's best interests at heart.
Sure.
And if that's white people, if that's black people, whatever the best interests at heart for protecting people, that's what needs to be done, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I think two words that you use quite a lot in that explanation is togetherness, and also it's just about being unified. And I think that is the biggest thing when coming together. It's much more powerful, and it's not about, look, this is a black issue, so therefore only black people stand up. It's about that everyone has to come together and to form that allegiance almost, and that's when it's going to be the most powerful. Exactly. Another thing that you mentioned, which is sad in many ways, but very true, is it's happening again on again, week on week, month on month, year on year. And funnily enough, I saw a snippet of an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air come up on my Twitter the other day. Not sure if you've seen it, but the episode's 29 years old. And basically Jazz has his hands up in the air and he's instructed to put his hands down. He says, no, because I'll get 6 warning shots in my back. And that episode's 29 years old, but it's still relevant today. So I was thinking, if that hasn't changed in 29 years, is it different now? Is it going to change over the next 29 years? And what do we have to do to make sure it does? For me personally, just based off of social media reaction, this feels maybe bigger than previous deaths. But from your perspective, do you think this is different to previous?
No, I don't think it's any different to previous deaths, because black people in America, especially, are being wrongfully murdered all the time. So it's not different in another black person dying, which is a sad thing to say, me just even talking about that now. But the only thing that's different is because there's been so many black people dying, people are getting more and more fed up because nothing's changing. It's
almost the straw that broke the camel's back, for sake of example.
Exactly. And another thing that I seen, how you referred to Twitter, I seen something from a quote from Will Smith, right? And what did he say? He said, it's the murders are no different. It's just that we have social media now to cover it, to see it, and, worldwide. It's been happening for years before I was born, before you was born, for ages. The only main thing is now is that we can see it on camera. And because more people can see it and times are changing progressively, people are getting fed up of it because nothing's changing.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the main difference, is that you can see it visually.
Yeah, 100%. No, I completely agree. And I think even if you go back, it was probably only 2 weeks ago, the guy that was at the petrol station that got tased in front of his little girl, and that blew up for, let's say, a week, and then it kind of went quiet again, and then this has come up, and then it just seems like everything's just kind of blown up as a result of an accumulation of injustices. So I think that's 100% spot on. It's just, this is the one that's made things boil over.
Yeah, for real, man, because there's only so much people can take, you see, and there's only certain ways you can go about trying to make change, and if it doesn't happen, then you have to resort to other other ways, other methods. And I don't think rioting is the best way, because you're only destroying your city. You're causing more negative stuff to happen. And that's why I was saying to you that there needs to be a plan of action between Black people in positions of power who can actually make change and work together with people in the communities where people are dying. There needs to be an overall togetherness where a plan of action is made strategically and not just irrational, where people go and riot and, you know, cause more grief and harm. There needs to be a proper plan of action. And I'm not the one with all the answers. That's just my opinion.
No, 100%. And it's really interesting for me to hear. And I wanted to talk about it because I think what's important, I might not have the biggest platform in the world. Discovery might not be the biggest platform in the world, but all these little things and accumulation of people talking about issues like this can make a difference. So I wanted to, take the time to talk to you about it, as I think it's important. Yeah,
for real, man. And just another thing that's frustrating. I don't know if you've seen it, but do you ever see those videos of when, do you know, for instance, there was a video of this old racist white guy in America being interviewed by the news, and he was saying, two Black guys assaulted me, and he had blood leaking from his eye, and he was just trying to put all the blame on the Black people. But before that, what he never said is that he was aiming a crossbow and arrow at Black people trying to kill them for protesting. And the reason why I touched upon that point is that it's like Black people in America being made the aggressor, the negative person, the one that causes the grief and the harm. And when in reality, all we're doing is reacting to the true harm that is happening to us over there. And people are ringing the police in America and lying about Black people doing things to them just so that they can be arrested, when in reality, a lot of those fake calls are making people die. Abusing the privilege, white privilege in America. You know, racist people that are abusing that. And it's very frustrating, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I think one day things will change eventually.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just to quickly touch upon a point that you mentioned, and for me personally, if we're talking about a call going into the police and we're saying I was assaulted by a Black man, a Black woman, etc., etc., for me, why is the race even relevant there? If a white person assaulted you, would you ring up the police and say, I just got assaulted by a white person? No, you wouldn't. You would just ring up the police and say, I just got assaulted. So why is the race relevant there? That's the biggest thing for me, and that's what annoys me. And I have seen that video on Twitter, and it's disgusting.
Crazy, man.
So
But I think we could speak about this for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? We could go into depth about it, but I think it's been important that you touched on it and we was able to speak about that. I appreciate that.
No, definitely. No, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And hopefully, if anything, this can spark 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 more conversations around people, and that's how the word spreads. So hopefully it does some good. But to jump into the Discovery Challenge, so just before we do, can you list off your 5 top personal artists?
Yeah, it was a bit hard when I sent them to you because I've got so many, but I'll definitely say Nas, Jay-Z, a rapper called Fonte from a hip-hop group. Oh, you know Fonte?
Yeah.
From a group called Little Brother. Young's Teflon and Pot of Paper. Yeah.
Interesting last tier, especially. I mean, Nas and Jay-Z, you can almost predict would be in most people's top 5. Yeah, it's an interesting last, maybe 3 to be fair.
I wanted to put some UK in there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why, because I could have easily said Dave, but me and him are around the same age, and although he's a legend already, it's like I've been listening to those artists way before I knew about Dave.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to keep it a bit old school. from me growing up.
Yeah, sure. No, makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Well, what we'll do then, we'll run into the questions. So like I said earlier, you've got 10 questions, as many as you possibly can. Top person has 6 out of 10 at the moment. So there's a good chance that you could take the top spot.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
What is Nas's real name?
Nazir Jones.
Yeah, spot on. 1 out of 1. It's a good start. How many Grammys does Jay-Z have?
Bro, I'm just going to guess 15.
He has 21.
Oh, man. He's a legend, bro. 21. I turned 21 the other day.
Yeah, Wednesday, wasn't it?
Was it? Well, yeah, Wednesday. I can't remember myself. Yeah, Wednesday.
How was it?
It was really good, man.
Good.
Really good.
Good stuff. No, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So Fonte, I think you might get this one, to be fair. Fonte was part of which rap group?
Little Brother.
Yeah, right, okay. So 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
This one absolutely shocked me, to be fair. How old is Potter Paper?
24?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Wow.
That's a good guess, that. I guessed, because you said shocked you, so I thought, he can't be old, he's got to be young. So I just went 24.
That's incredible. Right, 3 out of 4. Okay, I think we're on to a winner here.
Hopefully.
What is Young's Teflon's latest song called?
Latest song. He's released a couple, hasn't he?
I'll give you a clue.
Give me a clue. Not Dillian White. Oh, bro, I don't know. Wait, I'm not sure, bro.
No, Baldy.
Is it?
Yeah?
Bro, I hadn't even heard that.
No?
Is it just him?
Yeah, just him. Yeah. No features. Yeah, just him. I had a quick scan of Spotify before coming on, and yeah, that's what's up there.
Sick.
So, what is the name of Nas's clothing brand?
I'm not sure.
It's History.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah, that's his. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's quite cool stuff, actually. So, yeah, I'd say check it out.
Cool.
Right, okay, after a good start, I had a shaky middle. So, I'll be pretty confident you get this. What is the name of Jay-Z's latest album?
The latest album?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that 444 one. Oh, it is that?
Yeah.
444? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bad Boy album. I've got that. Good album, man.
Good job. So that's 4. So you've got 3 questions left. You need all 3 to be winning.
Man.
What is the name of Fonte's latest solo album?
Oh, man. It's not Fontigolo, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. That's just before. Do you want one more guess?
Nah.
Can't. So it's a 2018 release, and it's No News is Good News.
Yeah. Black and white cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to it.
2 more. So these 2 to be drawing at the top.
All right.
Where was Potter Paper born and raised?
Essex.
Yes. Yep, spot on. 5 out of 9. This is big. What is Young's Teflon's most viewed solo track on YouTube?
Isn't it solo? Together. Has to be together.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's not bad, that.
It's good. It's drawing. We've now got 3 people on 6, so 6 is popular. No one can break it.
666.
That's it. No, 444. Yeah. 666.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff. Well, Yeah, thanks ever so much from me and Discovery for obviously taking the time out of your day to speak. I've really enjoyed getting to know you a bit more, and I'm sure for the wider public that are going to be watching this, they'll enjoy it as well. So I guess unless there was anything else that you wanted to touch upon.
Nah, just obviously I'd like to thank you for having me on the interview. For anyone that's watching, please follow me on the socials. That's Graft GCO. Graft GCO, all one word. I've got a lot of new music coming out, new projects, a variety of different sounds, and just keep supporting because we've got a lot of big things coming this year.
Definitely. No, 100%. No, thank you for that. And last question, obviously we wrote about the Nothing But Facts freestyle. Just be interested face to face to understand your thoughts on what the article was like. And yeah.
Can I ask who wrote that?
Yeah, that was me, yeah.
Very well written, man. Like probably one of the best write-ups on one of my songs in terms of a review that I've read. So it was very good, man. I see you put a lot of passion into it. You understood where I was coming from, and I could see you put a lot of time into it. And I feel like it was very good. So large up you, bro. That was big.
Appreciate it. No, I needed to get that in there. So no, thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's great to meet you, mate, as well.
Likewise, bro. Make sure everyone viewing that you follow Discovery Rap, man, on every social platform. They're doing big things, man. Thanks a lot, man. Enjoy your day, bro.
No worries, bro. Have a good one.
Same to you, pal.